Aloha, and welcome back to another episode of Talk Story with House Majority. My name is Della Albalati, and I serve as the House Majority Leader for the Hawaii State Legislature. We have a little different show for you this week, so I'll keep this intro brief with just a few reminders about where you can find the Hawaii House Majority. Please follow the House Majority on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at High House Dems for the most current news, events, and updates. You can also visit our website at hawaiihousedemocrats.com, which has resources, news stories, and valuable information about our House committees, legislators, and the 2021 legislative session. So that's done. Let's jump right into this week's topic, cannabis. Every session, cannabis is a hot topic. Been this way every session since I've served in the House. Hawaii's legislative approach was groundbreaking when medical cannabis was first recognized in 2000, before I was elected. Fast forward to 2014, I was part of a legislative task force, and really, community groups and stakeholders who worked for over a year delved deep into the issue of medical cannabis dispensaries and tackled the question of how do we develop a safe, legal, regulated system through which patients could get their medicine. I want to kick off this episode by showing you all a short video from the Hawaii Cannabis Industry Association that paints a really good picture of the current state of medical cannabis in the state today. 6 years after the passage of House Bill 321, creating Hawaii's medical cannabis dispensary system, we have this status update from HICIA.
Without the dispensaries, probably a lot of people wouldn't have it available in any form. You have to be in the right crowd, have to know the right people to get the underground stuff in. If you're over 30 or 40, it's hard to find that group. It's tested, it's clean, it's consistent. The quality is always great quality. They really are helpful.
My name is Randy Gantz. I am the new director of the Hawaii Cannabis Industry Association. The mission of our organization is that we protect and promote the legal cannabis industry by providing members a unified voice, effective advocacy, education, and strong leadership.
Of the 8 Hawaii state licensed dispensary entities, there are 15 of the total allowable 24 retail locations open currently. 1 on Kauai, 6 on Oahu, 2 on Maui, and 6 on the Big Island. These dispensaries serve our nearly 30,000 patients with clean, regulated, and tested medicinal cannabis products. Since 2017, the following forms of products have been systematically introduced by our dispensaries: flower, concentrates, safe pulmonary administration devices, topicals, and most recently edibles to patients suffering from the following conditions. Dispensaries currently service only 35% of the patient population, while the remaining 65% are being served by caregivers or the illicit market. A spike in cannabis caregivers stacking patient recommendations and plant counts contradicts the original intent to regulate the highest quality tested products for our local patients. An increase in dispensary retail locations for easier patient access and the eventual introduction of a dual system, medicinal and adult use, could reflect nationwide trends as we move closer to the legal acceptance of cannabis. As outdoor cannabis cultivation is prohibited in Hawaii, dispensary cultivation facilities are either indoor or greenhouse, requiring complex technology and upfront expense. 78% of expenditures were purchased locally. Delays and capital-intensive startup costs totaling nearly $40 million contributed to the dearth of profitability at this time. Contrary to the common misperception, our local dispensaries as a whole are not profitable businesses. As of 2019, dispensary licensees have spent nearly $76 million, while revenues are estimated to be $33 million, yielding a net loss of roughly $42 million. Low patient count, the inability to write off business expenses as detailed in Section 280E, and ongoing high operating costs have led to these negative results. Continuing to abide by the provisions of our current system would prove Hawaii's medical cannabis program unsustainable. This path will force patients to turn to the illicit market where medicine is unregulated and revenues fuel illegal untaxed transactions. Making impactful contribution to Hawaii's state economic growth, our medical cannabis industry has generated an additional output of $141.9 million, 635 jobs due to its creation, and a total of $18.4 million in federal, state, and local tax revenues. Dispensaries have made extensive efforts to adhere to the rules set forth by the legislature and the DOH. With no reports of theft or diversion by the dispensaries, Hawaii continues to deliver regulated, clean, safe, tested products to patients. As negative stigma decreases, research continues to advance, and our industry continues to follow global and national trends of acceptance. Many are proud to support an industry assisting local patients through our state-regulated medical cannabis program.
If we want a professional industry, this is the pathway to getting a strong system. It's not just about the growing aspect, it's about building an industry.
Our organization is really dedicated to the industry's growth in Hawaii. With the talk about adult use and legalization and it's being on the horizon, we really want to make sure that at least the current industry we have is really geared towards Hawaii's people and Hawaii's economy. We haven't seen an increase in crime, there's been no theft, there's been no issues at our dispensaries. They're professional, they're clean places. They really exemplify, I believe, the values of Hawaii. They have been great additions to our economy, great additions to our communities. We've really proven a lot of the naysayers wrong. We have the ability to grow this industry from these islands and make it for these islands.
We know that government is not inexpensive, and we need to continue to generate revenues. This is one way to do it safely and do it in a way where we already have a system for our dispensaries that can sell, and that's already set up.
Thank you, HICIA, for that great video update.